everyone, Melanie Nelson here, international speaker and trainer, entrepreneur. Oh my gosh. I've been speaking a lot recently to crowds of millennials. Now, I need to caveat this whole talk with the fact that I was the last generation in US, Canada that grew up without technology. I didn't have a cell phone, I didn't have a computer. When we got home from school, we were told go outside and play, and we rode our bikes and played cops and robbers and, those kinds of things. I got my first actual computer. I was out of college, and I started my first business, and that's when I got my first computer. It was like one of those big towers, like a home computer, right? Got the big tower and the, all the different moving parts. Now it's everything is here, right? So I didn't grow up with that, and I feel like the generations after me, they've grown up with technology, but they also grew up with some really awesome messages, right? Encouragement, like you can be anything you want to be, and you can do what you love, and follow your passions, and and you can. But the common questions that I'm getting from millennials is nothing's working out for me, I start something and I think I love it and I think I'm passionate about it, and then I change my mind and I'm jumping from thing to thing, and what's wrong with me, and how do I become more successful? And I think that we really had some really great intentions with these messages of you can be anyone you want to be, and you can follow your passion, and you can live a life that's more than just what we were supposed to be doing, right? And so I feel like what was missing in that message was that no matter what you decide to do, in order to make it, in order to become truly successful in it, you really need to have the discipline to see it through. Everything I've noticed, everything that I have loved, that I am passionate about, that makes my heart sing, that I get to do with my life, still eventually, some days, at some points, feels like a job. I love animals. I love animal protection and saving the whales. And I actually about a year ago volunteered at an animal rescue in California. I actually flew down and spent a few days volunteering my time, learning a little bit about it, because I want to know, because I want to do it in my retirement. I want to buy a big piece of land, and I want to, rescue animals and spend my retirement with animals. Okay, so here I am, like third day. It's spring is over. We're into summer in California. It had been raining really a lot that spring, and we were shoveling packed down layers of manure, hay and manure mixture, and we were literally that's all I did for like 3 days was clean the cages that the animals were in, like the pens, the horses and the zebras and the you name it, the camels. They had everything. 3 days of shoveling manure. Come on, it's like how passionate can you feel about that after, and then there's people who are doing it for much longer than me, right? And so everything that you love or makes your heart sing is some days gonna feel hard and difficult and like a job, and you won't want to do it, and you'll want to quit, and you'll be in the fetal position crying, and these are things I've experienced with things that I love. And the truth is that no matter what, if you're going to be truly successful, if you're going to be truly fulfilled in life, that you have to become tough enough to overcome those, and not just think everything has to be rainbows and daisies and cheerleaders all the time, because that's just not real life. And we maybe gave a false sense of what life is going to be to these generations that came after me, that everything just always has to be perfect, and you don't ever have to be sad or upset, or we missed maybe some coping skills or something. in our and this is not everyone, and this is, I'm not saying all millennials struggle with coping skills. I'm not saying all millennials were given this message. I know that some of you have felt unloved and not encouraged and all of these things, but I'm just saying, from stage and speaking, the ones who come up to me are struggling with the discipline to see things through to the point of winning, truly winning. And never is it more important, because, okay, so 2008, we had a big economy crash, right? And since then, things have been, we've recovered. Things are going great. The world economy has somewhat recovered as well, because a US crash really affected Europe. There was all these things. So really, as far as a world economy goes, we're doing really well right now. And so there is actually never more of an important time than right now to build your security, because things are going to get ugly again. That's what the economy does. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It's good, it's not good, it's good, it's not good, and then occasionally it crashes. Okay, so if you want to be successful, and often when I'm training, I'm talking about financial success, I'm talking about business success, I'm talking about personal finance success, I'm talking about business and sales, and really creating another level of success that's maybe above the average. And so when I'm training in this arena, I am talking to people who want to create a high level of success. And it's a very interesting time to be doing that right now, because A, it's very easy. Within a few short years, you can create wealth, you can become a millionaire, you can start something that becomes huge, you could sell your, Snapchat, and, these things that just didn't exist when I grew up. These opportunities, there's so much out there, and you just have to pick something and stick to it. One of my mentors always said, get one done. Get one done. See it freaking through until it's done, until it's your security. And it can't be based on this fluffiness of, I have 20K followers on Instagram and I'm monetizing that. Because what's going to happen when the economy tanks, right? So we really want to take a hard look at, like, what am I doing to create that financial success and stability? Careful basing that on a fluffy economy, because of what can happen and what does happen and what will happen. And so then it becomes even more important, if you need to use that as an anchor, as a discipline agent, to say, yes, I'm going to see this through. Yes, I have the discipline to do it when it's tough, when I don't feel like it, when I'm no longer feeling passionate and wonderful, and my heart isn't, when my heart isn't singing anymore. I can still execute the actions. I can still get out of bed in the morning. I can still do this. I can be tough enough to see it through and get one done, so you can do whatever you want. You can, like Gary Vee, invest in startups and be a venture capitalist, or whatever it is you want. Or for me, my causes and speaking and things like that. So, I feel like everybody has it within them to do what's hard, to do what's tough, or you wouldn't be here on this planet. Because all of our genealogies, if we're here today, it's because we have warrior genes. We survived, as human. If you look at human history, it's been pretty tough to be on planet Earth, between the plagues and the famines and the ice age and all of these things that have happened. If you're here, it's because your genealogy, your DNA survived, and you are a flippin' warrior. And that means that you are tough, that you have discipline, that you can see it through when it's hard. And now, today is not so much of a physical warrior as it is a mental and emotional warrior, because that's what it takes to succeed today, in business and in what we're doing here in the 21st century. But you have it within your DNA to push the limits of yourself, to do what you think you can't do, to face those fears. And I'm saying there's never, ever more of an important time to take action towards that than now, than this moment. It's Sunday night. I'm recording a video instead of chilling, instead of relaxing. I have some things to create tonight. There's nothing that gets me more creative than getting into the feel of what I'm going to be doing, and sharing my experience is part of that. And so I'm working Sunday night when most people are not, right? So can you do what most people are not willing to do to have the results most will never have? You have to decide that each day. Each day. That's the decision you're making. And now, there's never been a more important time to make those decisions, to be the toughest version of yourself. So I hope this helps you guys, because like I said, I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to this. Like, well, I want to live my passion, but, right? And it's like, great. But it's not always going to be fun and awesome and easy and great. Like, it's just not. It's not. It's called life, and life can be tough, and life can throw us curveballs. And, I had my own journey, even just coming to Warsaw, of like, I'm going to be in Warsaw for 3 weeks. I'm leaving the comfort of my home for 3 weeks. Right there, that was challenging me, because I love my freedom at home, and I love that I wake up when I want to wake up, and I love that I get to spend the days with my husband, and I love that I get to take a walk with my dog every morning, and I just have complete control over my time, and it's my home, right? I'm a homebody. So knowing that I was coming here to Warsaw for 3 weeks, doing what I love, but knowing that I'm going to be out of my home was challenging me, was pushing some buttons, some fears, some, just going like, ooh, I don't know I want to do this, right? And it's like, I know I want to do this. Of course I want to do this. It's my mission. It's my passion. It's where I'm going. It's the vision of my future that I want to create, and I want to impact lives and make a difference internationally. And I have been doing that, but this is like another level, right? So of course, it's going to push my buttons. And any time that you're taking it to that next level, any time that you're about to, sort of take that leap of faith or hit that next level, is when, and for me, this is always my experience, is when those little voices in my head and my body, it's like, it's revolting against that next level, and it's telling you you're too tired, or this isn't meant to be, or blah, 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 whatever BS excuses, reasons, justifications are coming up that work on you. I don't know which ones work on you. I know which one works on me, right? Because that's what our mind uses. The most logical, the most justifiable excuses not to take that step forward, not to do the thing that's going to take you to the next level. And if you want to be successful, above average successful, then you have to have the discipline, the tenacity, the persistence to take the uncomfortable step consistently and often. And for most, it's uncomfortable. And so although we have told these generations following mine, you can do whatever you want and you can live a life that's yours and your passion, it painted a very pretty picture, but it wasn't reality. Now, it can be a pretty picture, don't get me wrong, but it's not all up here. And guess what? It's not all down here. It's this, right? Or this. But either way, if it's like this, you're dead, folks. You're dead. You don't want that, right? You don't want the same all the time anyway. So we're learning to cope with this so that we can have an above average lifestyle. Hope this helps you guys. Mwah.